It's Matthew 5:11. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven.
Hey, you should be happy when people, like Jake got a problem wanting to be accepted by everybody. That's a real bad something that's going on in the earth today. Everybody wants to be a part of something, wants to be accepted by somebody, wants a certain type of person to like them. Well, the Lord said, just worry about if me and Yahweh love you and like you. That's it. If you in there, everybody else don't matter. You're going to be hated by everybody else, except for those fellow believers. Only the fellow true believers are the ones that's going to like you or love you. Everybody else is going to hate you, including your own family. Those that you feel are supposed to love you. No more on that, that's it.
It says, rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you.
Why? Because we're the bearers of bad news, and we're always dropping lessons and rebuking all you people that are in error. You people are going off. You're in error in life and your works, and you're comfortable in that wickedness, and we have to come out and correct you. But you don't like to hear that. Yahweh Shai was doing that, doing the whole gospel. When you read them books of Matthew, Luke, Mark, and John, guess what? You didn't like the people didn't like the fact that he was always correcting people. They didn't like that. So what they do, man, kill this guy. But guess what? That's what the prophets did, that's what he does, and then guess what? We're gonna be saved this time. You're not gonna get the benefit of it. Y'all gonna get killed in this time. You have something else?
You want to go back with you?
I have one more script on you still this was reading?
Now I was reading Matthew.
Okay, you done with that? You had something?
Luke 11:47.
So just go what you got. Go whatever you got.
Luke 11:47.
Drop whatever I had.
It's Luke 11:47. Woe unto you, for ye build the sepulchres of the prophets, and your fathers killed them.
See, you get into it, bro.
Yeah. Read that again, Bobby.
Woe unto you, for ye built the sepulchres of the prophets.
Yeah, why do you build a sepulchre? You want to kill the prophets, man. You don't want us to be out there correcting your wicked ways. Jake, how you know the spirit of an Israelite? Jake don't like to be corrected. That's part of spiritual DNA test, right? That's how you know. Because Jake don't like to be corrected. Our people got a problem with somebody telling them what it is. The only people that they don't mind telling them what they can and can't do is their mama or their grandmama. That's it. Everybody else, a man can't tell an Israelite shit. You don't want to hear nothing from another man. You don't want to be corrected on anything. Go ahead, bro. Because you build those sepulchres, which are tombs, that they may be killed, that you can put them in them sepulchres and tombs. Okay? Because you don't like what they're talking about. Go ahead.
Truly, it says, truly ye bear witness that ye allow the deeds of your fathers, for they indeed killed them, and ye build their sepulchres.
The deeds of our fathers were wicked. That's why we're being punished today for the deeds of our forefathers. But guess what? They killed the prophets, and now today you would kill us if you could. If the Most High allowed you to, you would kill us and get us off the streets. And we're talking about our fellow Israelites. Not the believers, but when we're talking about the other you 2/3 out there, specifically, and even some of you, those of the circumcision, y'all would kill us if you could, because you don't like the correction that we're giving you. All right, let alone the so-called white man. That you want him to come down on us if you could. That's a lot of you feel that way because you want to keep this wicked society what it is. Because I noticed something about Jake lately. Jake feels like they just figured out how to operate in this wicked ass society. And they don't want to have to start over. They want one chance to see how wicked they can go and prosper in this wicked ass place. Well, the Heavenly Father ain't doing that for you on this side. Okay? But he's still gonna kill you, and a lot of you gonna have to come back after death by pain.
There's 49. Therefore also said the wisdom of the Most High, I will send them prophets and apostles, and some of them they shall slay and persecute.
Yep.
That the blood of all the prophets, which was shed from the foundation of the world, may be required of this generation.
This is the generation.
Yep.
All right. This is the time that all you niggas that came up against the prophets of the Heavenly Father and the men of the Lord back in the past and also today, your blood is going to be required
Right, yeah.
of you. You're going to be that ultimate sacrifice, all right? When the Lord brings down His wrath on this planet, man.
All
right.
All those that said, let the blood of Yahushua be upon us and our children, and your children and you are going to get that blood that's required. All of you that defiled the lands, your blood is required in this time here. All of you that killed and stoned all the prophets and beheaded the prophets, your blood is going to be required in this one time.
Real soon.
And they was gonna kill Moses and Aaron.
Yeah.
They was gonna kill
When they was murmuring about it,
when
right?
They was murmuring, they was
Yeah.
complaining, you know, because they was coming against the leadership that
Yeah.
the Lord had established. These are the two men that y'all need to follow and listen to and hearken to. They kept on just making their life a fucking living hell, man.
Yeah.
Moses was running away to the wilderness. You know, it was falling to their face, breaking down in front of the congregation because of how much hell they was putting on those men. It burdened Moses, man. You know,
Yeah.
He went to go
dealing
talk
with
to the
Jake is
Lord.
fucking. Hey, man, that shit is frustrating,
Yeah, he
man.
would go to the Lord like, Lord, I know what you're really thinking, but I gotta put they up there and bother me. I gotta kind of tell you what they was requesting. Like, they hungry, Lord. And he was like, nah, give him some manna.
All those
Then he
miracles.
came back, Lord, they still complaining. They want some meat.
Moses was vexed. Even when he
know?
broke the tablets, he was like,
He was frustrated, man. These niggas can't, y'all a bunch of a generation that can't get rights, man. Just can't spiritually get right. That's Jake. That's the 2/3 of Israel, man. Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. Y'all ain't confusing the faces. Y'all just can't get right. Go ahead.
From the
You have
blood,
something?
Yeah, but he could.
Yeah.
from the blood of Abel unto the blood of Zacharias.
Oh, man. From the blood of Abel, bro. That's the so-called white people.
Yeah.
The wickedness in you. It's the same wickedness in you niggas, too.
And that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Let's not forget,
Yeah.
Cain was dark-skinned back
Yeah.
then, originally.
Yep. That same satanic, life. That same satanic manner of you.
Yep.
You know,
The root of wickedness
Goes
that was
back
in
to
him.
Abel.
Yep.
hey, Yahushua said was you're your father the devil.
Yep.
John
The
8.
lust
Murder
of
from the
do.
beginning. There you go.
Yep.
Same spirit in you niggas today, man.
Yep.
That's
That's
spirit.
when we read it earlier. The ways of the wicked seduced, and they're,
Yeah.
I forgot the first part of it, but you know what I'm talking about.
From the blood of Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, which perished between the altar and the temple. Verily I say unto you, it shall be required of this generation.
Yep. There you go, man. So that's how we know this generation right here it's time for that great sacrifice. It's time for you niggas to get annihilated because the prophecies are lining up. The last two major prophecies that we're waiting on is World War III and the implementation of the RFID chip, man. Made mandatory, man. All right. That's when you know that when that comes, and it's gonna be in this generation, man. It's gonna be real soon, man. All right. Because if you look at the news, it tells you that the chip is coming, World War III is coming. So that's how we know the sacrifice of you 2/3 coming, man.
Yep, the chip
Alright.
is here. It just needs the mandatory push for it. That's all it's waiting on for it to be mandatory. Bring that out right quick.
1 John 4 and 6. We are of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai. He that knoweth Yahweh heareth us.
And this is the difference between us and you antichrist spirited Israelites, let alone you other heathens. Okay? You won't hear the words of the Heavenly Father. Go ahead.
He that is not of Yahweh heareth not us.
Uh-huh.
Hereby know we the spirit of truth and the spirit of error.
The spirit of truth, we have no problem hearing the spirit of truth. How gritty, how bad, how good, whatever it is, we have no problem accepting that. It's you niggas that don't want to accept it. Okay? When I say niggas, I ain't just talking about so-called Negroes and blacks. I'm talking about Mexican niggas, white niggas, Hispanic niggas, all of you. Confusion of face niggas. Y'all got that spirit of the white man in you, or the so-called devil in you. Okay? The spirit of wickedness in you. All right? Of ignorance in you. Okay? Whatever you got.
This John 3 and 19. And this the condemnation that light is coming to the world, And men love darkness rather than light.
But what's the light that comes into the world? Well, first and foremost, when Yahushua came into the world, he came out speaking truth and wisdom. Well, now in these times, and y'all hated him for it. Now in these times, it's the prophets and these men that believe in Yahushua that's speaking that light and wisdom. We're the light now. We're the words that we speak in the wisdom is now the light. Okay? And you guys hate it because it proves that your deeds are evil.
So I got a precept on the light. Hosea 6:5. Therefore have I hewed them by the prophets. I have slain them
down, chopped their spirits down by the righteousness or the wisdom of the prophets versus their ways of error. Go ahead.
I have slain them by the words of my mouth, and thy judgments are as the light that goeth forth.
Thy judgments are as the light. It's the righteous recompense that comes from that. Okay? If you do sin, you die. That's righteous light. That's judgment. That's what happens. Okay? But if you do well and you do wisely, according to the Heavenly Father's wisdom, you get everlasting life. All right? Go ahead.
Proverbs 6:23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
There it is right there. That's plain. That's plain. And what's that talking about? This book. The proper understanding out of this book is the righteous light and the ways of life, okay? They light the path unto righteousness and everlasting life, into salvation, okay? But, is that you that was about to read that? The deeds were evil? Go ahead.
There's continuing John 3:19. And this is the condemnation that light is coming into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil.
Because they want to be accepted somewhere, and they found acceptance in darkness and not in the righteous way of light.
God, because when you were surrounded in darkness, you have no true responsibility, you know? You can feel as if you could do whatever you want, you know? You don't take correction. Because if everybody is around you doing it, then you like, oh, if they doing it, then it's cool. You know, because you don't have nobody on your back telling you what's right and what's wrong.
If somebody step in with a light, and they see you doing some weirdo shit, hey man, don't do that. You don't want to hear that because of the ways of your deeds are evil.
Because it cuts. That's why it goes into the word is sharper than any two-edged sword, cutting divine asunder the both spirit and the marrow and the joints. You know, it's a discerner of the thoughts. This continuing John 3:20. For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light. Least his deeds.
Like when you really in darkness for an extended period of time, and somebody cut a light on or turn on light, what happens? It's painful for your eyes. It's painful. I'm blinded. I can't see. That's how you niggas are. Cut the light off quick, so I can get back to my bearing. Not realizing we've all had to endure the light to be able to see in the light. We were in darkness before we came. The Most High brought us into this truth. But we endured the light and the humility that came, the humbling that came from being in the light and having our deeds reproved, right? And the darkness that we're coming out of. So now we love the light. I'm glad I got the light now, so I can see what to and what not to do to navigate in this around this wicked ass world and through it. Lord willing that I earn salvation.
For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. But he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest.
Right, we want you to see what we do, because we want righteousness upon the earth. We're vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked and the deeds of the people who are continually evil. We're tired of that. We don't want to be the only ones doing it. We don't. We want the whole world to dwell in righteousness, but right in this time, it's not time for that yet. We accept that part too. You know, that hey, guess what? We got to deal with wicked ass niggas. We got to go out and teach hard-headed ass people that don't want to hear the righteous way of the Heavenly Father, correct their ways. They want to continue to eat this nasty ass food, fuck these nasty ass bitches that belong to another man, and so on and so forth, with all kinds of wickedness that they can create and invent inside their minds. All right? We got to deal with that for now. This is the job to help us get our salvation. Okay? You got it?
But he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest.
Hey, when they always talking about judging, it's always the wicked people that say, don't judge me, right? Hey, guess what? Judgment can be good or bad. It's all y'all that's doing bad that don't want to be judged.
Then you always got those people, you know, that's in complete darkness trying to bring up scripts as if they know it.
Yep.
You know?
Don't get it. But when you doing what you're supposed to be doing, so when you do it, hold on a second, brother. So I'm gonna answer your question in just a minute. So when you do what you're supposed to be doing, you have no problem being judged or graded on your good works. So if you did good works the whole time, you had no problem accepting those A's. But when you fucking up, you get them F's. You know? Now, what was your question?
What you know about Yahweh?
I don't know about Yahweh.
What about Adonai?
I don't know what that is.
Gross darkness.
Here's the example.
And it wouldn't have been no reason.
You see, right?
You can't even go back and forth with a guy
And
like
I like doing that.
that. Yeah.
No, not today.
We're not gonna deal with
Yeah,
that. We
you
can
seen
look
it in
we
his
can
eyes,
look
yeah.
into a Jay soul and know he's not gonna get it.
Yeah, I seen him in his eyes.
You see it in his eyes.
Well,
man.
he stepped up. He stepped up like he knew something. So who's he
That
gonna
guy
go
is
to?
finished,
Circle.
man. His soul is done.
Go to circle. No.
Complete gross darkness, man. A bug out.
Be not evenly yoked.
Nah.
Be non-believer.
It's cool. You can deny people, man. You just look in their soul, man. You be like, hey, I ain't dealing with
God, that's the job of a judge.
you. Judge, man. Yeah.
God,
You don't try to reason with something like that, man.
God. What does
You can see in his eyes, it was darkness in his eyes.
Hey, the Lord deal with a humble and contrite spirit, man.
God,
The
bro.
way he came up was full of pride.
Yeah.
That you have something else, or this brother's ready now? I think his brother's
Did
ready.
you finish that about the light in
God.
John?
God.
Yeah.
All right, this is
Go, yeah.
what I had. This is
What you got?
Job 24, starting at verse 13.
What word is that at?
Job 24.
Come.
It says, they are of those that rebel against the light. They know not the ways thereof, nor abide in the paths thereof.
I gotta say this right quick. A lot of our people go with that herd majority mentality. If the majority of the people doing it, it must be the right way. Matter of fact, if you could, Bob,
Right.
get that Matthew 7 right quick. 13.
Basically, they want to go into the ways of the world.
Yeah,
But the scriptures tell you that the world is covered in gross darkness.
right.
So basically, you want to follow the world in the dark, you know? Instead of being those few they got light, but it's only a few of them that can see the light.
That's right.
You know, you're afraid of being one of those few individuals that can actually see. You know? Comfortable with being in the damn dark, man. If you ever notice, a lot of jakes that got psychological, dysfunctional issues with themselves, if you ever be tended to a household like that, their house is usually dark.
Yeah.
I'm talking about all throughout the day.
Yeah.
They don't open no windows up, or no lights is on. It's just basically the television. But they keep everything just dark in the house. All right?
Yeah, but the television is on, though, right? Yeah.
Right. They'll keep the TV on. They might cut on a light, you know, if they can't see to go use a bathroom or something like that. But during the daytime, when you can open up the blinds or the curtains or whatever and let the sunlight come in, have some light, natural light in the house, they don't like light shining in their house. They like to be in the dark. Those people, but that's actually significant,
Yeah.
you know, because that mirrors how they are inside psychologically, man. They want to remain in that dark little shell, man.
Right.
You know.
They don't want to have to see that there's corrections that need to be made in their house or in their life. People Jake get comfortable, especially Jake. But we don't care about the rest of you heathen. You Africans, we don't care about you. The so-called white man, we don't care about. We don't care about you Asians, you Polynesians, you East Indians, you Arabs. We don't care about none of y'all.
Why? Because you're not Israelites.
Right. We only care a little bit, about the 2/3 because we do have to warn them and they are our people. But we really truly only care and love the elect. Okay? But we'll tell the 2/3. So when we tell you something like, hey, we gotta correct your ways, like this nigga that came by, and then to talk to him about. He's so far gone. I was gonna entertain him for a second till he came with a dumbass question. Came with 2 dumbass questions. Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. And it's best I did that. Because if he felt like I didn't, if he wanted to debate on his
you saved the debate. You
Right.
saved the back and forth. And it would have been unnecessary, man.
What was the other question?
Do I know? I do not. Well, these were other names. I do know what he was talking about. Yahweh is not Yahweh. There's no way character. It's really Yahweh is the real name of the Heavenly Father.
And And Yahushua did that to the was the Canaanite woman.
Yep.
It was like,
Yeah.
but she was humble though.
Yep.
She was begging, pretty much. You know.
Go get your husband.
No, that was John the Fourth. That was the Samaritan.
Which one? Oh yeah, Samaritan.
Yeah,
One way he healed his
I'm talking about the
The
Canaanite.
one that was actually.
Yeah, she was an Israelite.
he healed the daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was humble, bro.
Yep.
You know, if he was humble, then we would have dealt with him.
Right.
You know, but
Out
he
of
wasn't
really,
humble.
yeah, he wasn't. You can tell.
Yep. So that's an example that the Lord did deny people, man.
Now,
If they came up humble, shit, he'd deal with them.
Now I was gonna say this also. Now, would that have gotten views for this video? Yes, but would it have been edifying? No. Is it a waste of time? Absolutely. Because this one dark ass soul wasn't gonna get it. Now, if there was a crowd of people gathered and there could be some believers in the crowd, then it might have been worth it. But we don't even get enough views on this channel from people that don't know the truth to go through that. He gonna pull some people that believers or on the fence of believing about the truth with his bullshit. Ain't got time for that.
Yeah, you gotta. The scriptures say you gotta humble yourself as a child.
Yeah.
Yahushua said it himself, man. If you don't humble yourself as a child, you can't even enter into the kingdom.
See how he walked up
So
on top. You
Jakes
look to
come
the
up
eye,
wrong every time, thinking they already know something.
Yeah.
In order for you to actually come into this, you gotta acknowledge that you don't know shit.
Come on.
Newborn babe.
You know,
Yeah.
you ain't finna come with this polluted ass shit into this knowledge, man. You know, this is for the cleansed.
Yep.
You know, you
Well,
gotta
those-
get sanctified and holy, man. You
Those
gotta be
that desire
reborn.
discipline, right?
Yeah.
Desire to be cleansed inside their lives.
Yeah.
You gotta know that there's something wrong with the world and don't want to be in the midst of the filth of the world. Okay? To first, if you can't acknowledge that there's something wrong with the world, this nigga can acknowledge there's something wrong with the world. He think there's something wrong with us for standing out here in these garments on the street corner on the weekend in Las Vegas. Then he want to prove what he don't know versus what he think we know. Right?
Where he came by showing that he's stumbling in the dark.
Yeah.
Like, let me read this again. This is Proverbs 24, verse
Then I'm
13.
gonna have that brother bring that, then I want you to go back.
It says, they are of those that rebel against the light.
Uh-huh.
And they come against the truth. They know not the ways thereof, nor abide in the paths thereof.
And you always got Jake in the world saying what? Oh, I'm woke. Nah, you sleep. You in complete darkness.
Yeah, you're so asleep. You're worse because you think you know something
Kind.
and you don't know shit.
Nothing.
And you ain't half sleep, half woke.
Right. Sleepwalking.
You drunk sleep. Like when you get so faded and you pass out, you don't remember what happened last night. That's how fucking sleep you are,
When
man.
they say they stagger but now with strong drink,
Yeah.
that's you people that think you know shit but don't know nothing. Oh, I know that God body, the 5%. Man, you don't know shit. You don't know shit. You know the Adonai, you don't know. Because I know you're gonna say some bullshit that don't mean nothing. Even though you said two good things that we could have edified on, but for you it's gonna breed no dividends for you. Hold that right there, because you said path, right? Read that part of that line about the path real quick.
It says they know not the ways thereof, nor abide in the paths thereof.
Go to that real quick and Matthew. We're gonna go right back.
Matthew 7:13.
Uh-huh.
Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
But that's the way that the herd mentality of these people. The mentality of these people is if everybody go in there and it looks like it's leading to somewhere good and successful, according to the views of the world, guess what? They're happy to go that way. It's got to be the right way if everybody's going there. No, not in this thing. This is the wrong way.
Kind. The script says.
We got a new analogy, a new comparison to this one, man.
Yeah.
You know how those Taiwanese kids are stuck in that cave? The only way to life for them motherfuckers is to swim through that narrow, way.
Perfect. That's perfect.
And it's real
Analogy.
dangerous.
Yeah.
But that's the only way you're gonna be able to get out.
Yeah, right.
But if they stay within where it's broad at, they ain't finna get nowhere. You just gonna die in the dark.
Yeah.
They in that dark place and they just gonna die there.
You need that coach need to teach them how to practice holding their breath so they can swim through them underwater parts. That's
And it's real narrow, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those underwater parts that they gotta swim through is real narrow. That only one person can swim through it.
Yeah.
At one at a time, man. So hey, that's Most
he
High is
said-
cold, man.
He
said
said,
that is-
Most High is
he
cold
said
with it.
fiery on one end, which is death, right? And then a deep waters on
On the other.
yeah. But if one man can go at once, you can't piggyback. Ain't nobody gonna ride the coaches back up out of there. Everybody gotta swim for themselves.
Khan, the majority is following the multitude to do evil.
Yep. Yeah, right. And that's what that Broadway represents. The multitude will go that way, and that's the evil, destructive way that leads you to death.
Christianity.
Khan.
Yep.
Christianity,
The
Islam.
world, all the world beliefs.
You know?
This is
This-
not a world belief. This is a what was the word you said? Acute. It's an acute way of thinking, but it's another word. It's exclusive.
Yeah.
There's another word that you use though. You got a question, brother? Okay, come. Yeah, we Hebrew Israelites telling the truth about the Bible. That's what we're about. Go ahead, bro.
I'm starting at the top. So Matthew 7:13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate.
Straight is S-T-R-A-I-T, meaning the difficult way. The difficult way is the right way to go, because if the world is wicked and you trying to be righteous, it's not going to open up wide paths for you. The Lord is going to prove your faith in Him by sending you through the difficult way. Go ahead.
And broad is the way that leads to destruction.
And broad, the wide open, easy way that everybody's following is the way that leads to destruction. Go ahead.
And many there be which go in thereat.
Uh-huh.
Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it.
And there's only an elect of all the people of the Israelites. There's only an elect that'll make it. Even though we be numbered at the sand of the sea, 144,000 and 1/3 of our people, which is a vast minority of our people, will be able to make it. You know, the Israelites are the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, and also the confusion of faces that have the Israelite spirit within them from their father lines, okay? Those are the chosen people of the Heavenly Father that the Bible speaks of when He talks about Israel. 1611 King James Version. All right, brother. Yeah, that was it.
Is that it?
That was his brother. Oh, you go back.
All right, back in Job 24 and 13, there are those that rebel against the light. They know not the ways thereof, nor
By
abide
the way,
in the paths
that
thereof.
straight gate is dark, is a bright lit.
Lightly lit.
It's
Yeah.
brightly lit. You know,
Can't
it's difficult, but it's brightly lit.
Can't miss it.
Can't miss it, right? But you'd rather go, but I don't have to see because this is so wide open over here, not knowing it's a cliff on the other end. Go ahead, bro.
Yep. It says, the murderer rising with the light killeth the poor and needy, and in the night is as a thief. The eye also of the adulterer walketh for the twilight, saying, no eye shall see me, and disguise of his face.
Yep.
In the dark they dig through the houses, which they had marked for themselves in the daytime. They know not the light.
Yep.
For the morning is to them even as the shadow of death.
Yep.
If one knoweth them,
Hey, because it's gonna condemn them. The reason that the light is shadow of death, because you like think about it, when they used to show those old movies, they show the crook tiptoeing through, then the spotlight hit them, they're like, oh shit. Right? That's what it is. We shining that
the ways
spotlight on.
basically what they're saying that the ways of death is like a light to you.
Yeah.
Your light is basically darkness.
Yeah.
You find more comfort, and you think your way of dealing is righteous. Like, oh, you about to go to it, right? Proverbs
I was about to go to Isaiah.
Proverbs 16 and 25.
Oh, yeah,
The
more
ways
yeah.
the ways of a man seem right in his own eyes, but the end are the ways of death.
Con.
So it's like when you wake up in the morning, all you can see is doing negative shit, evil shit. You think that's the way to go. But when the men are out there trying to tell you to repent and get away from that, because that's the ways that's gonna lead you to death, you like, nah, I don't want to know that way.
Hey, like the Jake was the last week, the Jake that came up, something don't feel right. It just,
Yeah.
something feel wrong over here.
Yeah, my spirit.
Yeah, my spirit just don't feel right over here. Yeah, because you're a wicked ass nigga, man. We see you.
Yep, appreciate it. Isaiah 5 and 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, but that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
And that's exactly the perspective of the wicked. All the worst things and all the bitter, wicked ways of the world, they put for sweetness and good things. And righteousness, righteousness to
Feminism,
them. Yeah.
homosexuality. They think that that's the light right now, man. That's the new thing in the earth that's being perpetuated, proliferated, honored.
Yep.
You're getting a pride for it.
Yep.
You know, it's something to be proud about. That's the way of life now.
Yep.
You know, but not realizing that's the ways of death.
Con.
Right.
You know, all you're doing is following your following the steps to a burning pit, man.
Right.
You know.
Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. Isaiah.
Yeah, you got Jake that create their own moral standards.
Yeah.
It's according to the way they feel.
Yeah.
Yep. They
You
build
know?
their God that way.
Yeah.
Their higher power, they build it that way.
I believe.
Jake want to create their own path.
Yep.
They
Create
Own
their
way
own
of
God, their own
righteousness.
path, their own righteousness, their own standard. You know, and that's real subjective and real selfish.
Yep.
Like if y'all brothers caught that live stream, that Unity camp with Sakari and them, they was dealing with a nigga that was literally making up standards as he was going along.
According to how he felt, you can see.
He was
it
going
how he
according
felt.
to his own emotions.
Yep.
When they was trying to tell him, see, but what you're doing is if we was to go to you for the standard, we got to go by how you feel, we would all die. That's why we need to go deal with the standard that the Lord set up,
Right.
which is the light, which is the law, the law, statutes, commandments.
We never know the right way if we didn't have a book that showed us the right way. And a Lord to actually walk in that right way, showing us how to walk in that right way. In the movie Interview with the Vampire, Antonio Banderas' character told the Brad Pitt character, he said, if you conceive what you call good, doesn't that automatically make you good? Like, who's gonna write themselves in as being evil? You're gonna create your own way of righteousness, but then you're gonna not be that. It's not gonna create it for you to be okay in it, right? Well, you can't do that. Everybody would do that naturally. That's how people feel and think. But if we have a standard that's set up, that every man has to be judged right or wrong off of, that's fair. That's a measuring stick. That's the Reed is talking about in the book of Revelation, that every man has to be measured against. I'm talking about your Israelites have to be measured against.
You got to have a rule.
Yep, a common
You got
measurement to be able to judge it all. And this book is like, I don't mean to cut you off, but this book is that.
That's our measurement. This is our measurement, our ruler,
It's a measuring stick, right?
the standard, man.
Yep.
You know.
Isaiah 8:20.
Yep.
To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
Yeah, they're not gonna have light in them because they're not up to the law and the testimony, which is the measuring stick. They're not measuring up. They want to go down the broad way, the way that everybody's doing, which is the ways of the world and the ways of wickedness. They don't want to go the righteous way.
Ways of death.
Yep.
Yeah, because this way you got to actually study.
Yeah.
You know,
Right. And this ain't the easy. This
you
is
got to
the
actually
straight
study.
gate. This is the straight gate. This is different. Hey, even in Israel, this is still the hardest way here at Great Millstone, but it's the most fulfilling way because we have all things manifested and opened up to us. We can declare that we do have 100% truth. The apostles have guided that way through the Spirit for us to get it. That was it. That was it.
This is the schoolmaster that who said is the schoolmaster? Yahweh Shai? Yeah, this is the schoolmaster right here. All right. Yeah.
What you mean? From there, go to
Get Romans 10 and was that 2? Romans 10 and 2.
Romans 10 and 2.
right. Yep.
For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. For they being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness, and going about to establish their own righteousness.
Go back to verse 1. Because I want to make a point, then we're going to go into that point that you got. You got that point too.
Romans 10, starting at top.
Uh-huh.
Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to Yahweh of Israel, and prayer to Yahweh for Israel, is that they might be saved.
And the reason I wanted the brother to read this is because this book and the way that Paul knew was the way that'll get you saved, that'll lead you to salvation. And why? It was based out of this book, out of the straight gate, out of the light. Okay? That's why I want to read that, because it's important that you guys understand that this is what he wants for his people. He wants that for all Israel, but can all Israel get it? No. All right, now go ahead from 2 on down.
For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge.
Yep.
For they being
And our people are what? They're destroyed for the lack of knowledge.
Yep.
They're destroyed, man. You know? And that's how you, and why? Because they don't walk according to the standard. You know? They lost that standard in captivity. Growing up and being groomed by the damn deceiver.
Right.
You know? So that's why our people are, they have a zeal, a natural zeal to the Lord because they're his people, but not according to knowledge. They're still ignorant, man. They don't know, they don't understand the righteousness of the Heavenly Father and what He expects as His sons. All right, they're completely oblivious. They're in the dark. All right, ignorance is bliss to the average Negro, Hispanic, and Native, man.
Right.
But that's why we're out here to give them the knowledge, so that they're not without excuse.
Right. Hey,
All right,
man,
you don't have an
have
excuse to be ignorant in 2018 as an Israelite.
Right.
Okay, this knowledge been out there for 30 plus years, for 40 plus years. All right, shit, 50 years.
Yep.
Okay,
Late 60s. The path, the straight gate, the path to get you to that has been out there. There's men that have walked that path all the way to there's still men today walking that path to get there.
that's right, man.
The righteous way, not just, oh, I'm a Yahweh ben Yahweh. No, the righteous way is still out there.
Didn't the Lord send Elijah the prophet before that dreadful and coming day of the Lord?
Yep.
Didn't he come back? And what was Elijah's position? The same position of John the Baptist.
Right.
He was to do what? To restore us back to the standard.
Right.
Go ahead.
This Malachi 4:5. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
Yep.
And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children,
Yep.
and the heart of the children to their fathers,
Yep.
lest I come and smite the earth with the curse.
Turn them back to the fathers. And go from there to Jeremiah 6:16.
This is Jeremiah 6.
Because the first thing we do is we check with our fathers,
Right.
our elders.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Jeremiah 6:16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths.
Ask for the old paths. And who do you
Who
seek
has
for
it?
those old paths? The fathers,
Yep. The elders.
the elders,
Yep.
the prophets.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And see and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein.
That's why they're willingly ignorant, because they're rebellious. Fools hate knowledge.
Yep.
You know. Go from there to Isaiah 30 and 20.
Yep.
This is Isaiah 30 and 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore.
Yep.
But
Meaning the Lord is not going to have them hidden. They're going to be out in the open for you to see. And they're going to be providing that example. They're going to be setting the standard for the people, telling you the direction that you need to be heading. We're telling our people, man, come out of this sinful lifestyle, come back to your heritage, believe on Yahweh Shai, believe on the gospel. Okay, come out of this wicked American way, man, because it's hey, like it says, one of our fathers, Micah, said through the Lord, rise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, for it is greatly polluted. It shall destroy you.
Even with a sword of destruction.
It'll give you. You have a sword destruction here, man. That's why our people are destroyed. They have a natural zeal, but not according to knowledge. Go ahead.
If I could select you, I just want to read that top of that 20th verse one more time.
And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction,
Why does he give you that? That's a moniker to show you that this is the righteous path. He didn't say sword destruction from those things. He said they're going to give you a little trouble going down the righteous way to prove that you're on the righteous way.
To try you.
Yep.
It's to try you, man. It tells you that wisdom will try you.
Yep.
Sirach, the 4th chapter. See if you be worthy. Exactly. Go ahead, huh?
yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers,
Go ahead.
and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it.
So they're going to be the ones that's directing you to that path, the old path, right? Which is the righteous way. The old path is what? The law, okay? The standard, okay? Keeping the Heavenly Father's commandments, man. Having faith, being obedient, all right? Being a nation, man, a righteous nation. We had a code of conduct amongst our people, man, that we lost inherently in this goddamn wicked-ass kingdom, man. Because it was stripped and beaten from us by our oppressors here in this wicked land. All right? But now the Lord have returned to you those men that is guiding you, that's giving you the path, man. All right? And we just mentioned, the Lord sent Elijah the prophet back. And it was for you to discern, you know, through faith, if the Lord give you the spirit to believe it. But he did come back. That's why to this day, since he been out there, there's been a mass springing up of Israelites waking up all throughout the world based on what he started when he came out there. Now we all out there representing what he did.
The knowledge group, you know, he didn't have all the knowledge, but he did light the path on the way to go.
Yep.
And that's all that he needed. That was his job, just to light the path. Once he lit the path in the right direction, it was for the next man to pick it up and run with it.
Yep. Is that it? No, keep going.
And this is 21. And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it, when ye turn to the right hand and when ye turn to the left.
That's what you're gonna see. Your teachers, man, you're going to walk past, and you're going to even hear it, you're going to feel it in the back of your mind, man, like, man, well, I know what they saying is right, man, but I don't know, you know, I see the light, but it's going to expose some things in me that I don't want to really see. So I'd rather feel comfortable just continuing on in it, you know?
Jeremiah 6:10, to whom shall I speak and give warning that they may hear? Behold, their ears uncircumcised, and they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of the Lord is unto them a reproach. They have no delight in it.
They have no delight in it, man. It's grievous to them. But so you mean to tell me if I come back to this, I gotta put the pork down, I gotta put the cigarette or the weed smoke down. I can't, you know, pop this chick even if she got a dude. You know?
Even if she want to give it to me, I can't do it.
I gotta put away my urges, my desires.
Yeah.
You know, my lusts. I gotta put all that away. I can't go into the music industry. You know? I gotta sacrifice everything that I pretty much is after in this life. Yeah, you right.
Yeah.
You're supposed to sacrifice yourself. If any man come to serve the Lord, you got to deny yourself. Any man want to be my disciple, let him deny himself.
And we're the new living sacrifices now.
That's right, man.
And it's not a physical living sacrifice like a Hawashai was, but it is a spiritual living sacrifice of all the wicked desires that we want to achieve in this life.
But with this sacrifice, you're actually prolonging your life.
God.
Now you're coming into the light of health.
Yep.
You know. Now your lifestyle is now you walking in the light. Now you see. Now you're not in the shadow of death no more. But when you was in that spirit of, man, I gotta pop her even though she's married. You was walking in the shadow of death. Because those are the ways of death, man. Adultery, that's a sin of death. You pollute your body with all this, these unclean, these abominable foods. You going straight to it. You getting health issues.
Smoking weed.
And you ended up in early graves, man.
Hey, and let's even, like, they talk about all these medicinal needs for marijuana, right? But for y'all that can't afford it, you know, that living that lifestyle, that weed lifestyle, you're still putting yourself into detrimental positions. Even if you do want to just use it medicinally. Because now you got to deal with niggas, and everything that comes along with dealing with niggas that smoke weed and junkies and whoever else.
Yep.
You got to deal with that element now. That was my favorite part about quit smoking weed. I don't have to deal with niggas no more. And punk ass drug dealers and shit. Worried about if a nigga gonna come in and try to rob this nigga and kill me while I'm here. Done with all that bullshit.
God, that's the spirit too. I was talking to one of my classmates from back in school, and we was talking because neither one of us has ever smoked, and just by observing the ways of those that did, we seen that you get a lot of attention, and a lot of people start to know you from you smoking. You know,
Yeah.
just by that wicked act, because everybody is attracted to it. You know, you gonna meet new girls that try to mess with you. Cause you got some weed on you, you know, you gonna encounter more demons.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be more people that's to hurt you or harm you in your life. You know.
Is that automated?
iRobot.
Is that automated?
Yeah.
Hey,
That's automated, bro.
that's automated. That's
I thought he was driving, but it wasn't. Yeah, he was sitting too far back. Yeah. Future is now, man. You probably need a chip to get on that thing.
Yeah.
You know, or will soon.
Chip coming. Well, you see these towers up out here that look makeshift palm trees and shit?
Yeah.
Those are RFID towers, RF antennas. Those carry the signal, bounce the signal from tower to tower, and everything with everything in it to get on that chip, man.
That's what makes Bluetooth and these phone
Is it
signals.
NFC?
Yeah.
Near field communication.
Yeah, near field.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. You call it reception, but it's really near field communication. You have to be in a certain distance and range to reach it. But anyway, let's go back to what that shit was just crazy. I knew something was wrong with that. Go ahead, bro.
We here, man. That's in them days, man. But you read Isaiah 30, right?
Yeah.
Now go back to Jeremiah 6:16.
Jeremiah 6:16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls.
You shall find rest for your souls, man. Now your soul get to finally be at ease. Now I found the truth. Now I can just, oh man, you know. But as long as you in this shit, your soul ain't resting.
What did it say in Isaiah? Romans, the 11th chapter, the 7th verse?
Yeah, they Israel have not attained what they seek it for.
But the election have obtained it.
The rest were blind.
The rest were blind.
Yeah, man. You know, so right now, you know, the Lord got the paths opened up for you. You got the men that's actually setting the standard towards you. But our people don't want it. They don't want that standard. They want to be under a Pharaoh. They want to be under Caesar. They want to be under president. You know?
It's free, bro. It says, but they said we will not walk therein. Also, I said, watchmen over.
Why? Because they rebel against the light.
Yep.
They don't want to come into the light. That's why. They're in the comfort zone of being ignorant in darkness.
We always say there's a responsibility when you come into this thing. Once
Yeah.
you find out about it, now you have to take responsibility to walk into that light.
Kind.
You can't stub your toe. You can't fall off. And it's more difficult, true enough.
Hey, like an example, Jake wants to remain in a comfort zone of being in that westernized, a modern mind state. But if you was to come back into your heritage, you'll understand that this is written from men from the position of an ancient Eastern
Yep.
Yeah.
Mentality.
Yep.
Our people over here are too damn emotional and too fagged out to receive the old path.
Yep.
The old path is actually offensive to Jake.
Yeah.
You know, what you mean? My daughter becomes a woman when she get puberty.
Kind. They don't.
What do you mean if my child is rebellious against me? I have the right to put him to death.
Hold on, let's go
What
back
do you
to that.
mean a homosexual or a lesbian deserve to be put to death?
Right.
I believe that they should have
live
the right as a human being to live however they want to live.
Love who you want to love.
Or
type
love who
spirit.
you want to love. See, that's the West
Yep.
versus the ancient world in the East.
Let's go back for a split second, bro. When you said my 13-year-old daughter